Hi, friends of Bunny Holocrafts. I want to say thank you all, and please understand the baby album is a lot, and it's very special to me because it's for my best friend, first-time grandmother. So I'm just going to walk you through what I've already done and give you the measurements because it's very hard to do the tutorial and pour in all I want to pour into the album. So what I've done here, this is just an 8-inch piece of paper, okay? Forget that it's matted, all right? Pretend this is your inside front cover. I'm just gonna glue this to the cover, right? So this is just a flap and a pocket. And this I did not measure, but let me measure it now. This would have been it's 7 1/4. So add a 1/2 inch for your flap, so 7 3/4 long. And it is 7 1/2 wide. And your pocket, this was just a scrap. It's probably about 3 1/2 inches, something like that. I just scored 3 times around a 1/2 inch, folded, and applied the pocket. I matted these because my paper's not here and I was just getting going. But I haven't finished matting, but I wanted to show this to you because I'll be busy decorating and all that. All right, so this is your inside cover. This is not page 1, but the first thing you see. And so I envision this being sonogram pictures, baby, shower invitations, things like that. And this will be arrival of the baby, new baby picture, all of those things. Maybe a few stats, maybe the stats. I'll probably make a booklet of stats to put in the pocket there. Anyway, this page did not measure it. It is 7 inches wide and 7 1/2 tall, so it would have been 8 tall given your 1/2 inch there, right? Your 1/2 inch flap. I put a flap on the back. I just want to make sure these kids had plenty of room for pictures. It is 7 inches wide, scored a 1/2 inch on the side, and its height this was a scrap, worked out to be about 6 3/4. Doesn't really matter, I just wanted to give them more room. And these were also scraps. I didn't write the size on those either. They are 4 1/2, so it would have been 5. This piece of paper will be 5 inches wide, as with this one, and they are 6 1/2 inches tall. So you just score your 1/2 inch and apply gatefold, and I'll probably close them that way, and probably with a magnet, although this would hold it down, but we'll see, and I'll bring you along when I do that. So when you turn the page over, now you're into month 1. Okay, this would be month 1. Let me slide this out. Okay, these are, this one is magneted in, magneted closed. Okay, it's a little fold out, and this one will be magneted too, but I don't have any magnets. So let me tell you how wide this is. This piece of paper is about 7 1/2, 7 3/4. Probably my 8 1/2, because it really doesn't matter. You need to score your 1/2 inch, and then I think I've scored here wherever it would have been. I can tell you exactly. You would score at, that's 3 1/2, 3 3/4. So this is 4 inches, if that makes sense. And then I'm just going to magnet them down, and of course you'll cover this with designer paper, but that'll be month 1, and then they'll close like that, and I'll find some cutesy something to put over the front. If you have questions, please ask me in the comments below on any of this. Okay, this is month 2. Let's start at the very bottom. I think it's easier. This is a pocket similar to the pocket over there, just paper clipped it on because I have not matted. This is about 3 1/2, 4 inches, and then I used 8 1/2 by 11, scored 3 times around. Let me show you in case anybody doesn't know what I'm talking about. You score 3 times around, 1/2 inch, fold, you clip your corners out so it'll not fold nicely. And I paper clip mine in because I haven't matted yet. And you can see there is room here on the sides, and I don't have to worry about matting. I want to mat first and then put on the pocket. So your next layer would be this one, which is 7 1/2 wide, 7 3/4 inch tall. Score your 1/2 inch at the top, apply to that paper, and then this one, which would be applied to this one, is 7 1/4 wide, 7 1/4 tall. Okay, and I did use my corner punch to corner punch both of those pieces. Okay, so that is month 2. Alrighty, we turn over, and this is month 3. It's 7.5. Well, let me get to the bottom. Oh, the bottom is this envelope. And I do have a video how you do that. It was very simple. I couldn't believe it. And I'm not sure how I'm going to finish this out. This was just an idea that came. And so this is what I do on the bottom. I'll put that video, it will be short. It took me about 2 minutes to do it. I'll put that at the end of this video. But this flap is 8 inches tall, scored a 1/2 inch, 7.5 wide. And this one, 7.5 wide, 7 3/4 tall to your 1/2 inch. They just fit nicely. You could do it that way. I'm going to do it this way. I think it just makes sense for it to flow that way. Alrighty, this is month 4. Start at the bottom again. Okay, so these papers they were scraps. They're 7.5 by 5.5. You scored a 1/2 inch, apply it to the bottom. Did I apply that? I applied this one first because I can tell my mark is over top of that. So this one is 8 by 8, scored it a 1/2. I rounded the corners. I stuck this one on and then put these 2 on, which again are 7.5 by 5.5. Score your 1/2 inch on your sides. Okay, so that is month 4. Month 5. Oh, this is paper clipped on. This was fun. Okay, let's start at the bottom. I'll just start at the back. This is let me measure it again. I think I wrote it on here. Yeah, it's 8 inches. Let me double check that. For some reason, I think it's 8.5. Okay, so just use 8.5 by 11. Score on 2 ends. The width is 6 inches. Okay, this is going to be a belly band that I'm going to glue down just to there. You'll be able to take, mats and put them through, make some cute photo mats and stuff. So I just added a flap to the belly band, which is 7.5. Score your 1/2 inch and apply at the top, and it's 6 inches wide too. So that'll just, after I mat this, I will adhere that down and have fun making some cute things to put under it. Okay, that is month 5. Okay, month 6, again using scraps. This was just something I pulled out of my stash. It is 6.5 inches long, about 3 inches wide. I already did magnets on this, and I cut it with my cute little cutter. This is just to keep this closed. These are just flaps, 7 3/4 by 7.5. Score, fold, burnish, glue. This one is 7 3/4 by 7 3/4. This one's 7 3/4 by 8, and it goes on first. And you put on this one, and then you put on this one. And then I added this, and I kept them short so I could add that. And that'll just close up like that. So month 6. Month 7, don't you like upside down writing? This goes like that. 2 flaps here and 1 will cover them, and I probably will magnet that down. It is 8 1/4 tall, no wide, because you'd score 1/2 inch on that 8 1/4, 7 3/4 tall. Let me double check that. I don't want to tell you wrong. 7 3/4 tall. Yeah, I was right. And 8 1/4 long gives you this 1/2 inch. Okay. And then these are 5 by 7.5. And I just applied one right on top of the other. Okay. Month 9, 7, 8, 8. Okay, well, I got that upside down. So this is the other one. So is it similar? Yes. 2 flaps. Okay. 5 by 7.5 tall, both of them. And that was 8 and 7 3/4, just like this one. Just a mirror image. See? Okay. So flip that to 9. And your 9th month has, let's start at the bottom, a pocket. Again, just like the other pockets, paper clipped on. This flap, 7.5 by 8, you'd score on your 8" and apply that, and apply this flap on top, which is 7 3/4 tall by 7 1/4 wide. Okay, that is month 9. Month 10, I made those envelopes for my winter's cards, and this was too little, so I saved it because it's the same paper, and I thought maybe we can use it somewhere. So this was just a 12" scrap that I cut. So this one is 6 by 4, 1/2 inch. This one's 4 by 5.5 long, 1/2 inch. Let's get down to the very bottom. You applied those on, right? Then this flap is 8 by 7 1/4. Put it down. And this one's just a little bigger, 8 1/4 by 7.5. Okay? And then that will close like, well, maybe like that, because I kind of want him on here. I may cut off his flap. I may not even use him, but I thought we'll wait and see. So let me paper clip this back. It's just fun figuring these things out. That's the joy of it to me. Okay, so here's 11th month. This folds out, folds out. So these papers were applied. This is 5 1/4 by 8 inches tall. Scored a 1/2 inch. Put onto this paper. This is 5.5. It's a little bit wider so that you have this room right here. So this one's 5.5 by 8, and I put that on the 8" piece of paper, right? So you could have done it with a fold out, but I just glued 2 pieces of paper together. Okay, and then this is 4.5 wide by 8. Okay, and then that just folds up. That'll be month 11. And month 12, I was tired, I didn't even write it down there. Month 12, let's celebrate that. This is 12. Let's start at the very bottom. Okay, at the very bottom you have a pocket, which I did use my die on. It's scored 3 times around and clip the corners, and I'm going to attach it down after I mat. This was another scrap, and I just decided, why not? A little bit more space for pictures or journaling. So this is 4 3/4 tall. Again, I cut it with my die cutter and scored 3 times around. And these 2 flaps that I put on, this one's 5 by 4, scored a 1/2 inch and stuck on there. This one's 4 1/4 wide, folded your 1/2 inch and stuck it down. So I'll find some cutesy something to close that up with. And then this flap is 7.5 wide, 7.5 tall, score 1/2 inch. Did I finish this page? Yes, I did. Oh, this is the very back cover. That's what's different. I thought these mirror imaged. They do. That goes like that. Technical difficulties. Let's start over. So this one is just a mirror image of that, right? You can see. So just same measurements apply for this. Then you turn it and you have the pocket, the 7.5 by 7.5, the flaps. This will be the back of 12, which I assume is birthday party. And then right here, which I have not done, this will be the inside back cover. So you have another piece of paper, pretend that's it. This will be your inside back cover. And I want to put a little hidden stuff on here, personal to the baby. Let's see if I can I find it quickly? Of course not. Well, anyway, I'm going to, well, it'll just be a surprise. It's going to be fun, but the inside back cover is going to be very personal to the family. All right, here's the extra video with the pocket. It's 7.5 by 8 is how I cut it. This was just, I had already made one pocket. I actually found it in my scrap bin, and I thought I'll use that and I'll make another one just like it. But turned out when I put it in my scoreboard, I thought, well, wow, if you score on all 4 sides and then cut it in half, that's 2 diagonals that actually match. So that's what I did. I scored on all 4 sides, and then I just put it in my trimmer and tried to match up it fell right in the line, but that groove is not where the wire is. So I had to finagle it a little bit, but I finally got it in there and cut it. All right, then I was a little bit too excited, but I clipped my corners and folded on these score lines. And I was really pleased with how it turned out. I thought it was cute. I'm not sure how I'll finish it out. We'll see. But once you get it there, then just clip off those extra edges, right? And you've got 2 matching diagonal pockets. So I'm going to stick it on the page, I think, here and play with it a minute. You could put it long ways. You could put it the other way. It really doesn't much matter. It's up to you. I just thought it was a pretty cool idea. And there was another raised edge, but I always just burnish those down. The cutter does that sometimes. I don't know why, but anyway. So just folding and burnishing the other one, clipping off that, and just very pleased with the idea. So I was just showing there's just so many ways you could cut off the edges. They don't have to be points, but I'm deciding I'm going to put them on with the long points up. It looks like one big envelope, doesn't it? But anyway, I'm going to get some glue here and stop fussing at some point. There we go. Glue on. I just enjoyed making this. This was fun and different. So guys, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. I'll be decorating this album as soon as my papers come in, and I may change a few things, and if I do, I'll let you know. My magnets came in too, so I can finish up with that. But I'm just putting this pocket on there right now with the glue and burnishing it down, and you'll see I'm going to put the other one on there and grab my pencil. Grab the pencil. There we go. And draw a line. That tells me I can put glue back in there, right? And it'll make it actually like one envelope, one pocket instead of 2. So I almost forgot to put my glue on there, but caught that. So I like the way it turned out. I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend and a very blessed day. And if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments. I can go back and measure and show you if you need. But anyway, this is a very personal little baby album. I'm going to really enjoy doing it. So there we go. You guys have a great day. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next video.